Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, John Harcar. We're here today with Gail Boucher, and we're going to talk about some of the pitfalls she's experienced of being a landlord. You guys, here at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business. And it's allowing them to really build businesses they've always dreamed of and live lives they've always dreamed of. So Gail, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'm super excited to talk about, especially myself being a landlord and finding out some of the pitfalls that you've experienced and really being able to share these things with our audience for stuff they might want to look out for, right? But before we get into all that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got here?
Well, how I got here was an invite from you. And I'm not sure how you got my name. How did you get my name?
Not sure. It could have been just, maybe we reached out to different investors or landlords or things in the area. I'm not exactly sure how your information got across, but I'm glad we have an opportunity to talk.
So, why I responded was I have gone through so many mistakes in being a landlady, because I'm not a landlord.
Or landlady, yes.
And I don't want other people who are interested in becoming a property owner to go through the mistakes that I've been through. And hopefully they'll really listen and heed my, I don't know if it's advice or the problems that I went through and avoid them.
Yeah. Well, and that's super helpful. Nowadays when people get into things, they don't really know what to look out for. It's we've all had that, lesson learned. And if people can avoid that, that's going to be a benefit. So tell us a little bit about how'd you get into real estate? You told me an interesting story about your father earlier. So how did you get into this real estate game?
Well, my father was a go-getter. And my father was a really smart guy. In fact, I'd love to tell the story of my dad, who he graduated from the 8th grade. That's as far as he went. And I have like 4 degrees. I have 3 advanced degrees.
Wow.
So I am not a genius. I'm smart, but I'm not a genius. And we took the same IQ test. He scored higher than I did.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an avid reader. So he learned, in his 20s, that the best way to make money was like you called it, house hacking now.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he probably bought his first 3-family house when he was in his 20s.
Wow.
And he, except for a couple of years when he had a single-family home, he always had some sort of a rental. And I had the opportunity to buy his house at the only time in my life that I could buy a rental. And I jumped on it.
Okay.
That was in 2007 when I was in my 40s. So it's never too late to buy.
No, it's,
income.
Well, and real estate's always been a good vehicle, for people to generate income. And I like the whole house hack idea. And it sounds like he was maybe one of the first people to come and do it back then, huh?
Oh, probably. That was in the 50s.
Wow. So what does your real estate business look like currently?
I have 4 turnkey properties in Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. Why did you choose Memphis?
There's a it's called Bigger Pockets.
Bigger Pockets, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know Bigger Pockets?
Yeah, definitely. The podcast, the website, yeah, for sure. And
I bought my dad's property for $230,000, $20,000. And I was going to sell it anywhere between $550 and over $600. I ended up selling it for $640,000.
Wow, congratulations.
And there's this little thing called capital
gains.
And it was going to cost me $100,000
at least
in capital gains.
Yeah.
And there was no way I was going to pay $100,000 to the government.
What did you do?
Capital gains. Are you familiar with what's called a 1031 exchange?
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, do you want to explain a 1031 exchange to your...
It's just basically buying something that's equal or greater value than what the property you're selling.
Right. So
to avoid or defer capital gains.
Yeah. So there was a guy that I dogged out in Bigger Pockets. And he said, there's this woman that I know that does 1031 exchanges, and get in contact with her. And I kept looking at other people, and I always went back to her. And then she got in touch with a guy named Robert Field. Mm-hmm. And I highly recommend, and I always forget the name of a book, but if you look up Robert Field, his last name is F-E-O-L. He wrote a fantastic book about how you buy property. and go out and buy it today.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Because he really has a handle on buying properties.
Now, is it in regards to buying properties? Is it like a negotiation type of book? Is it a evaluation of property type of book? I mean, how does it help someone buy properties?
It tells them how you negotiate. It tells you don't buy properties that buy properties that are less value than market.
Sure.
You know, and if you have to fix them up, fix them up. You know, if they're in foreclosure and they look fairly good, buy those kind of properties. Don't pay market value on any property that you buy.
Is this a book that you can contribute your kind of guidance in real estate to?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I read it after I met Robert, but I highly recommend it. Robert Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki. Yeah, he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Mm-hmm.
And that's another great book that I would recommend.
Yeah.
And I think that if you go out and buy top of the market, it's not great. You can buy real estate at reasonable values, especially if you're handy. If you're handy, wow. I'm not handy. I'm 71. I'm going to be actually,
God bless you.
71 next Wednesday.
Wow, or happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, God bless you.
But if you can find a handyman and get in partnership or a handy woman.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of handy women out there.
Yeah.
And get in partnership with them, that's golden.
Well, that's the goal, right? Is to buy properties at a discount, right? And then if you have to put a little bit of work into them or things like that, then get that. But you're right. I mean, it's an incredible tool for folks to have as someone who's handy.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. And so, that's one of the ways that you really develop wealth. I kind of started late in the game, but I did.
Okay. Now, do you have a team, or is it just you that buys properties? I mean, do you actively market? I mean, what does your business look like right now?
Well, my team is Robert's team right now.
Okay.
And basically, I have all of my money in Robert's team.
Got it. So you're invested with him, and he's bringing properties to you?
He brought the 4 properties to me. However, I'm making, when all is said and done, I'm probably going to make about $4,800 on those 4 properties.
That's it?
That's it.
Why so low? Like, why so little for 4 property? I mean, $1,200 a property?
Well, that's not bad for rental properties in Tennessee.
No, you're $4,800 a month?
Yeah.
I thought you kind of said in total you were going to get $4,800 for all those four properties. Like, wait a minute. I thought you like meant sell them. You're only going to make $4,800, but you get
Oh, no, no, no.
$4,800 a month is not bad. And I mean, what's your monthly cost?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
That's with my monthly cost.
Oh, that is. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, cool. Are you looking to go out and buy more?
One of my problems is that I don't have a score over $700. 700. So.
And why is that important for the lending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these people who say, oh, I can teach you how to get a loan. I can teach you how to do something with 0% down. And,
Mm-hmm.
You know anybody who's done that?
No.
No. So don't buy into their, and don't pay 5,000. Don't pay 10,000, 15,000, because you're going to get Zippo from them.
Well, there are a lot of, I don't want to necessarily say shady, but, maybe not fully effective methods out there. So besides the credit, what's your biggest challenge, other biggest challenges as far as growing your business or growing your portfolio?
I'm I'm 71, so
Okay, well, 71 years young.
71 years young. So I think that's a big challenge. I live in Massachusetts,
Okay.
so I don't necessarily want to buy in Massachusetts. The way that it leans towards
Tenant
the
rights.
tenants
Yeah.
is horrible.
Now, these 4 turnkey properties you have, you said they're in Phoenix. Are you using a property
Tennessee.
management? Oh, they're in
Tennessee.
Tennessee. I'm sorry. Are you using a property management?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Robert does it all.
Robert does it all. Okay. And this is Robert Field.
Feel.
Yeah. Okay. So you basically give him the money. He finds the properties. He provides all the. He basically does all the turnkey stuff and just sends you a check. So you're basically kind of a lender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although one of the things that I did was they had an insurance company, and because I'm a vet, I get to use USAA, and I saved a ton of money.
Did you?
If you're a vet and you haven't used your veterans loans, look into that.
Nah, I'm not a veteran, unfortunately, but thank
But
you for
maybe
your
some
service.
maybe some of your listeners.
Oh, I'm
are
sure.
vets.
Yeah, no, and that's great. That's great knowledge. I mean, and I've had some folks that I've worked with before that, yeah, they're kind of the same stance. If you got those options to use the military loans, use them. It's a shame not to use them.
Yeah, I mean sometimes they're more expensive than other loans, but sometimes they're not. And I have a couple of years before I can get a loan.
Certain amount of time. Has to be a certain amount of time in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that, you know, both Robert Kiyosaki,
Kiyosaki.
yeah,
Yeah, Kiyosaki. You said it right.
and Phil doesn't necessarily advocate is refinancing, cash out refinancing.
They don't.
Yeah, neither one of them does,
Yeah.
because it costs a lot in the end.
Well, exactly, and you're taking our equity. You're paying too much for that equity. Is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that's a
let's
good
talk.
thing for your listeners to hear.
That's a great thing, and you have a lot of great knowledge, and I love the nuggets. So let's talk about some of these pitfalls to avoid. Right. So
It
we started
falls
off.
to a boy.
Yeah. Myself, like I said, I'm a landlord. I know pitfalls I've recently run into. I have a terrible property manager who I had to let go. There's just all these different things that you don't know are going to come up unless you've looked for them or you know to look for them. So help our audience understand kind of what are some things that, if I'm going to become a landlord, what do I need to know?
Your tenants aren't your friends. They are your tenants.
That's funny you say that. I ran into that situation with my last tenants prior to this one, and it's more difficult to let them go. So what experience have you had with that?
Oh, so many. When you think that you're their friend, they take advantage of you. And they think that they can do anything. For instance, my dad, there was this guy who completely took over the property.
Hmm.
You know? When they think that you're their friend, they do whatever they want.
Give an inch, take a mile.
Give an inch, take a mile.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily have a friend be your property manager.
Heard that pitfall before?
Even though they may charge less. If they're 1 day late, in Massachusetts, you have to give them a 14-day notice to quit. On the second day, you give them a 14-day notice to quit.
Have you ran into any situations to where someone got that and they're like, okay, well, fine, we'll just get out of here?
No, they never get out.
Yeah.
You give them a 14...
Some people are afraid to do that. That's why I mentioned that. Is some folks are afraid to say, hey, I'm gonna put the fire to my tenant but they don't want to do it because they're afraid they're going to lose that income, that tenant, right? And they're going to go through the whole process. But if you don't do that, then it doesn't show that, hey, look, I'm the boss.
I had a couple that I had to wait a month before they could move in. If I had waited that month, I probably would have had that tenant forever.
Really?
And they would have been a great tenant. My parents and I had a tenant for 20 years.
That's good.
And somehow, the way that my father had done the electricity, they ended up paying for the whole house electricity, which was like $20 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I had owned the house for like
$20.
$10 a month, something like that. And I had owned the house for like 3 years. Mm-hmm. And she said, you owe me $600. And I said, I don't owe you $600. And because I wouldn't pay her $600 after 20 years, she moved out. Don't have families move in.
Don't have like your family or families as a whole?
Families, you know.
Oh, with
My
kids.
sister wants to move in. Is that okay?
Okay.
No. No.
Yeah. No tenant relatives moving in.
No tenant relatives moving in. You know, one cousin took a hammer to the other cousin.
Talk about some family problems.
Yeah.
What are some resources and tools you think that someone can use to or maybe you've used to find good tenants or screen tenants better?
Corys.
Corys? Corys?
No. CORI.
Corey. Okay.
It's a background check from the police.
Okay. And it's available to the public?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a national thing, but I think it's a national thing. In Massachusetts, and I'm not sure if it's around the country, but you can look up if a tenant has gone through the system and had evictions.
Oh, wow. I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of that Corey, but this is a good background screening tool.
It's a background screening tool.
Okay.
You go to the last landlord and the landlord before the last. You know, call up the person's employer.
Okay.
How long have they worked there?
Yeah.
Get a pay stub.
Yep.
You know.
That's important.
Well, I charge $2,000 a month for my apartment. That's $24,000 a year. If you're not making $40,000, you can't afford it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, and I think that's not what I think. Those are some minor steps that are very valuable for our listeners to hear. Is that those are the little things that really need to make sure that you cover. And you do the old CYA, right? Cover your what. Make sure that they're capable and they're willing. What other advice would you give? We got to wind it down here. But what other advice would you give to someone who is thinking about getting into the landlord game that you've experienced? Or landlady game.
Make sure that you get a security deposit, whether it's over time or right away.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, they leave their garbage, they leave anything that they don't want, and you end up with all of it.
Yeah. And I think it's important to when you do that deposit to lay it out that, hey, look, if this situation happened, this will all come out of the deposit. If trash is left, I think if you don't lay that out to them before, right? They're gonna, at the end they're gonna say, well, you never said that. So, besides the fact of getting a deposit, I think it's really important to really outline what that deposit's going to cover. Right?
Yep. Put it all in escrow.
Put it
I
all
never
in escrow.
did that.
Yeah.
But put it all in a separate account and put it all in escrow. Because if you don't, a really bad tenant, they'll bite you in the rear end.
100%. Okay. Well, Gail, I appreciate you joining us today. If someone watches this and they want to get a hold of you and talk to you a little bit more about some other things that you said or you experienced, how do they reach out to you?
Well, you want my phone number?
You don't have to give, if you want to, just maybe give a website, an email address, any way they can get a hold of you, you can do that. We can put it in the show notes.
Well, my email is @gmail.com.
Okay. And we'll put that in the subject notes. I don't want to put your phone number out on the internet. So if they reach out to you, they'll shoot you an email. But I definitely appreciate your time here today, Gail. Guys, I hope everybody enjoyed what Gail shared as far as pitfalls to look out for. We know landlording or landladying does have its concerns and things you got to make sure you really dot your I's and cross your T's. So Gail, thank you very much, and enjoy your afternoon. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.